Good afternoon all. What a start. First wicket. Reeves out for a duck. Good morning, good afternoon. I get Ellen Botha here. Good morning, I got Ellen Botha here. He's going to tell us a bit more about the Gauteng Lions team.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it's great to be out here and the conditions look fantastic. Really good start by Christopher. He's had a really good week so far as well. He's actually been a bit unlucky actually, so it's really nice to see him be rewarded for his efforts in the week.
Yes, indeed, we are ready for a very good match. Top of the table clash. You want to tell us more about your setup there in Gauteng? How is the league going? How do you preparation and all that?
Yeah, we've got quite a good setup there. We've got about 10 sides now playing veterans cricket in the over-40s. Yeah, it's pretty competitive and strong. It's normally dominated by 2 or 3 sides, but we are trying to improve that and obviously broaden the structure so that we can include more people.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, looks like you guys are doing good work there.
Yeah, no, it's good, and I mean we came together quite late. We've only been together about 4 weeks, and it's been quite tough to get everyone together in training and that sort of thing. But you know, as we came on this tour, we played one warm-up game against Easterns, which went relatively okay, and then we came on tour. So for many of us, it was just really trying to find out, you know, about each other, different personalities, the different roles within the team, and yeah, ultimately everyone just gelled well together. I mean, if you look at the field here, you can see we are truly transformed side. Lots of diversity in the team,
yes, 100%.
lots of personalities, and yeah, it's amazing that within a space of a week we've really bonded well, come together, and playing some really good cricket.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, like they say, a well-oiled machine. Yeah. Tell me about your top 3 bowlers. What do you expect them to do here today?
Yeah, we've played on this track before. We played 2 days ago, so we sort of got an expectation of what it might do. So Christopher has obviously been spearheading the attack, and as you see, bowled quite nicely up front. We've got a left arm, Jared Noah, who's taken a few wickets in the week, particularly in the T20 stuff, and he got a couple of wickets yesterday. He's a left arm seamer, so it gives us a nice variation. And then we've got our captain who's a Protea, Yasadita.
Yes, 100%.
He always plays a pivotal role, and you know, seems to always bring it home for the boys. And we've got you know, Sunny Boy Letsele, who also bowls some nice leggies and variations.
Yes.
And we've got Eddie Tata, we've got Sean, so we've got quite a few options there from a bowling attack perspective, lots to go to. And you know, I think it's a very well balanced side.
Yes, great. Yes, I saw Noah. He take very quick wickets there at Daniel Pinar the other day. I think how much wickets was it? Did he get the other day?
Yeah, he ended up getting 5 wickets,
Sure,
and really ripped through the heart of the Eastern Province batting lineup. Just incredible bowling display from him, and just as you said, everything went right. It came out the hand nicely. He was getting some nice shape, and yeah, pretty happy I was in having to face that on the day.
Okay. Yes, yeah. Thank you very much. There's a little background. Back to the action. So Christopher is still bowling, eh?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it looks like a few extras up front here, we obviously want to try and minimise the extras, particularly in the T20
Yes.
format, because those extras can really come back to hurt you.
Yes.
So, but great start. We're very happy that he got a wicket up front there. You know, wickets just put additional pressure on the batting side, and in the final, as you know, you want to go and put as much pressure on the opposition as you can,
Yes.
and hopefully that yields good results for you.
Sure. Sure. We're looking forward to a very good match. It's like a top tier match. This.
Very good. Yeah, so it looks like it is Jared that's going to take a new ball with Christoph. We just spoke about Jared. He's had a very good tournament as well. Taken, I think, 5 wickets in the T20, and he's got 2 or 3 in the longer format, the 45 part of the competition. So, yeah, hopefully he'll be fired up and get it to shape nicely.
Noah, yes. Yeah, we expect Noah to do well. Yeah, let's see. Again, strong opposition, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we've had to, the biggest challenge we've had to face, I think, particularly for the bowlers, is we're not used to the wind.
Yes.
And as we know, PE is known as the windy city.
Yeah, 100%. Yes.
Whenever you think there's no wind, suddenly the wind comes up. And as we're speaking, I can see the wind sort of starting to come up a bit, and we sort of expect that in the early afternoon. I think our bowlers have battled a bit with that, particularly the guys running into the wind, and there's lots of crosswind as well.
Yes, true. Yeah, there's a wide there from Noah. We expect him to do better than that.
Yeah, I mean, I think what he's going to try and do is going to try and bowl quite full here, and try and get some nice shape, get it to swing, and maybe even get some seam movement. There's a little bit of grass there for him to go and utilise as well.
Just a bit of background, like I said before, this is like the home grounds of Ashwell Prince and Garnet Kruger and those guys. They would play that matches here in the younger days.
Yeah, I saw that actually. I'd never been to Gelvandale before, and we've played. It's our 3rd fixture here now, and to go and see the pictures up in the clubhouse of all these greats that came from this club and from this area, amazing. So there's obviously some really good work being done here.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, back to the game. The score.
So the score's currently 5 runs, 1 wicket, and we're into the second over. Only 1 ball being bowled because the first one was a wide.
Yes, yeah, early days. Yeah. Yes, nicely played off his pads there by Waza. 4 more runs to mid-wicket.
Yeah, he picked that up very nicely. Fortunately, Jerry got it slightly wrong there, looking for the swing, and it just sort of drifted onto his pads. And I think, nice and easy to pick up for a batsman of Waza's calibre.
Yeah. Is your second match here at the 3rd match here at Gelvin?
It's our 3rd match. Yeah.
How did you find the wicket in your previous matches?
Yeah, it's been okay. I mean, I think all the wickets are a little bit slow, compared to Gauteng pitches, a little bit slow. We also understand this is sort of going into winter cricket, so it sort of grips a little bit as well.
Yes.
And there's been a little bit of uneven bounce, but generally at Gelvandale, it's been pretty good.
Yes,
and this looks like a decent track. It looks like the ball's going through quite nicely.
Yes.
I think T20 you want to have a bit for the batters and a little bit for the bowlers, and just a nice balanced wicket, so that you can ultimately have a good showcase for cricket.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for this kind words for our home club. It's always nice to hear like a neutral voice.
You can see that last ball, just gripped a little bit and just held before it went through to the keeper.
Yes.
And the keeper had to come forward. So that's definitely what we have experienced. The odd one does grip like that, and that makes it a bit more difficult for the batting team.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, the first few overs a bit very uneventful. So not a lot of boundaries, but it's still early days.
I think boundary hitting is quite difficult here if you hit the right areas as a bowling unit. Um, you know, we tend to hit the right areas, and it looks like we're starting to find those areas now. So hopefully we can keep that up.
Yes. Yeah, through what you say, like the ball not coming up really is very sticky. That is the kind of wicket that you have to run a lot. Not a lot of boundary hitting happening here.
Yeah, the outfield's not as quick as we used to in Gauteng in particular. So yeah, you've got to do lots of running, and it's probably good for us old guys
Yeah.
to go and do a bit more running. It's good for our fitness.
Yes.
But I presume lots of guys would prefer a quicker outfield.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
Yeah,
they don't have to run as far.
Yeah, you can't really put your finger on what's happening at the moment, but it looks like more the wicket is doing a bit.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, you can see Jared's getting it to definitely get a bit of seam movement now as well. And so yeah, that's good signs for the Lions team. And it's 11 for 1 after 2 overs. Not looking too bad so far.
Yes. Yeah, but maybe we are but impatient. We wait to go action. We must just wait.
So you'll see, I don't think you can see on the screen now, but standing at first slip next to the wicketkeeper, Khalid. You'll see Sander de Bruin, who's obviously played for the Proteas.
Yes, yes.
And nice to see him still playing cricket.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
As he enters his 50th year. I think his birthday is in October, if I remember. And always a really good guy to have in your team. Lots of
Yes.
experience.
True.
Played in very different conditions all over the world.
Yes.
And yeah, so really good to have him on board with the Lions team.
Was it yesterday that he did score? The other day, no?
Yeah, not yesterday, the day before that. He
Yes.
batted really well here. And we had a win over Western Province. Unfortunately, through the duck with Lewis method.
Okay.
So, we weren't happy about that either. And, I don't think, Western Province obviously weren't very happy about that. But the reality was, it was quite dark and the umpires called time. We would have
Yeah.
liked to have, actually got the runs, but I think we're 17 runs short. But through the duck with Lewis, we ultimately got the result.
Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we itching for some action, but not really. But that's how cricket goes.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is a sort of track you probably got to go and spend a bit of time just see what's happening out there. I think it's very difficult to go from ball one.
Yes.
We see another wicket there.
Yeah.
Good catch by Sunny Boy Letsele
Yeah.
off Christoph Visser, and Christoph's doing the work, as he's done the whole week.
Yeah. So another wicket there. Gauteng guys are doing well. Yeah. Happy to see the back of the batsman. So what do you think should the tactic be for the Dolphins guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think the Dolphins play the way they play, and I think they've been very successful the whole week and doing what they're doing, and that's why they're in the final. I think these particular conditions, if I was giving them some advice, I would probably say, look, you're probably just going to assess the conditions, and you've got to probably play quite straight, a little bit more conservatively up front, and then I think as you get in and get used to the pace of the track and the bounce and that, then it's probably a bit easier to go a bit hard at the ball. But I really think it's difficult to go up front on this track and be successful by just going hard at it.
Yes, true, 100%. Yeah, it's fair to say this is not a 140 kind of wicket. But maybe you can be happy with 120 or so, a bowlable total.
Yeah, I think so. I think 140 would be a very good score. Yeah, I think 120 would probably be a pass score.
Yes,
I think
yes.
I would think, but yeah, who knows? I know that KZN has got lots of really good batters. And they've been successful. Lots of them feature in the top 10 run scorers for the week.
Yes.
So they've got lots of big hitters, lots of guys that can do damage. So we're gonna have to work from a Lions perspective, just work really hard to just make sure we just very diligent in terms of the way that we bowl, and we back it up with some good fielding.
Yes, 100%. So would you say assessment of the wicket early is going to help you, and going to calm the nerves and so on, because the guys don't know what is a winnable score here.
Yeah, I think it's difficult, but I think because we've played 3 games here, we've got a bit of a feel for what we think is a good score. I mean, the longer format of the game, we managed to chase down around 170, 180. 190 almost. So that gives you, or that was 45 overs. But T20 stuff, we haven't played a T20 yet, so I would think that 120, 130 would be a competitive score.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, considering the conditions. Like I said, this is not a boundary hitting ground. You noticed that already.
Although I have seen some guys really, I think this morning, I was watching a little bit when we were still at the hotel waiting to come here.
Yes,
And I saw a couple of guys hitting it quite nicely.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But I think that was also on a different track because they played on the middle wicket this morning, and then they've moved us to the wicket we're playing on now. And like I said, we had played here 2 days ago, so probably a few insights based on just playing on this particular track 2 days ago.
But do you think it's a good thing that they switch pitches off? Can they stay on one for 2 matches? Not it's good to switch or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think from our perspective, not much cricket was played here today. I think it was only 30 overs that was played here today. So we could have probably stayed on the same track, but kudos to the ground staff. They're very eager. The club's very eager to do well and present the best version of what possible for us to play cricket on. So from that perspective, they've gone and prepared another track, and we must whatever gets presented us, we can only play with what's presented to us.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, at the moment,
Christoph.
Yeah, still Christoph still bowling good areas, make it difficult for the batter to score.
Yeah, I mean 15 for 2 after 3. If you had offered that to the Lions up front, I think they would have taken it. We would have taken it, I should say.
Yes.
But still lots of hard work. Like I said, there's a lot of. This is a very good KZN team.
Yes.
They bat deep, and they've got lots of match winners. So, yeah.
If KZN consolidate for a few overs, maybe bet until the 9th or so, and see where they can launch from that.
Yeah, exactly. I see our captain's bringing himself on. So yes, Adita also played for the Proteas Over-40s, and he's obviously assessed the conditions quite quickly and thought, well, let's bring on some spin. He's bowled well the whole week as well. He's led very well the whole week, and he's a very important part of our team. So let's see what he's able to do. Yeah, but he's obviously seen something that he likes, and he believes spin will be a better option than the pace now. As Jared only bowled one over there.
Yasir Dita, very experienced player. We expect him to bowl very well.
There we see it already.
So yeah.
You can see the spin he's getting straight away from ball one.
Yes.
And also interesting because as we know, this is still the power play. So to bring a spin on here, you must be pretty confident
True,
that you're going
yeah.
to get it to grip and turn.
True, 100%.
So yeah,
Yeah. I think KZN can afford to consolidate a bit. Yeah, just as I say that
just
we
bowl
get
him now. Yeah. Look, like I said, you know, you've probably got to go and spend more time out there before you try and hit it off. It's not one of those decks you can just go hard from ball one.
yes.
So yeah, look, but like I said, KZN bat deep, so there's still lots of good players. I know Reeves is coming in now. He's made quite a few runs this week, and he's also an important player for them. So
Yes, true.
you know, I think we, from a Lions perspective, we've still got lots of hard work to do.
Yeah,
here.
100%.
We definitely can't rest on our laurels now.
I think KZN must just go to the drawing board now, knock it around a bit, then later on they can have a bit of a hit. But for now they can afford run a ball now.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a final you've got to put runs on the board, and then you're under pressure in a final.
Yeah,
so
true.
even if it's only 100 runs on the board or 90 runs on the board, at the end of the day, the conditions look quite tough for batting. So
Yeah.
if you've got runs on the board and you manage to go and apply pressure to the other team, ultimately you've got a chance.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see. Maybe KZN change their tactics now. Maybe they look to bat a few overs and just really get themselves in. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Ryan Reeves is quite aggressive batter. So we'll see what he do. And the thing is, you don't want your tail enders to be there. You see, you at least you want that at least your recognized guys to do the scoring.
Yeah, I mean, I think the batters are battling, so I think the tail-enders would really battle. So I think it's a good point. The reality is, your top six, particularly in T20s, should really do the job. But like I said, KZN do bat deep, so there's a long way to go here.
Yes, true. Yasir Dita bowling from the clubhouse end. Yeah, he's bowling very well at the moment. The guy struggled to get the ball off the square.
Yeah, yes, he's got some very nice variations, having faced him in the nets quite a bit in the lead up to the tournaments, and obviously playing against him at club level. So yeah, he's a difficult bowler to face, and he's wily, he's creative, and he's a wise cricketer.
True, 100%. Yeah, Ryan Reeves and Ashley is there at the moment. Yeah, we expect them to do some good work for the team.
Yeah, just watching old Sunny Boy out there in the field, always a live wire. Yeah, very much part of the team spirit, keeping the boys going on the field.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the audio picked up some of him shouting away there. Quite a character.
Yeah. It looks like there's some turn there, eh?
Yeah, he's definitely getting it to grip and turn actually. Yeah, not easy for the batters.
But like I said, they can afford to bat quietly until the 9th of the 11th over.
Yeah, I mean, you think that there'd be some sort of consolidation now after having lost 3 wickets. So yeah, I mean, look, these are also very experienced cricketers. They know exactly what's expected of them.
Yes.
And ultimately, I'm sure they're going to adapt to where they need to adapt.
Yeah, true. It's like there's some small thing going on, but I don't know what's going on.
I see the captain from KZN is just with the third umpires on the field, and he's obviously got something that he's seen that he wants to discuss with the umpires on the field.
Yes.
So I'm not too sure what's going on. So maybe when they come off, we'll get some insight.
I'm sure they will sort it out very fast.
Oh, there's a boundary. We're back to live action, and Christoph has just gone for a well-played boundary by Ryan Reeves. Hit him straight back past the bowler, so yeah, those are 4 welcome runs for KZN.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since we saw a boundary. That's very welcome for KZN perspective.
That was good comeback there by Christoph. That one is, the last ball was in a much better area and just tied him up, just couldn't free his arms there.
Yeah, was a bowling a wide there. Yeah, I feel a bit unhappy there, but it's wide.
I think if that's one thing we can improve on as a team is just the extras. We seem to have given away too many extras this week, even though we've played really good cricket. That's one area we can definitely work on from a Lions perspective.
Very good shot there, played by Ryan Reeves through the covers, 4 runs. Yeah, we are expecting to see some fireworks from Ryan Reeves, and he's doing just that now. Another shot there through mid wicket from Ryan Reeves, 4 more. Professor is getting some tape here, but I believe he's going to make a good comeback.
Yeah, he just overpitched 1 or 2 here, but yeah, let's see what he does with this one. Hopefully he'll just drag it back a little bit on the length.
Ryan Reeves looks like he only knows one way to bat, and it's actually a good thing for the team. The team needs it at the moment.
Yeah, that was a good over for KZN. I was just looking around here and just saying, wow, you know, we're very privileged to have such great weather in PE for this final.
Yes.
I mean, blue skies all around.
Yeah,
I think it must be 26 degrees, 27 degrees. I was chatting to a couple of mates from Johannesburg and my wife, and they said it's really, really chilly there, quite cold. So, so lovely to be in this part of the world and obviously experiencing such great weather.
Yeah, we are so happy that we can be the host of the IPT this year, and we are happy to host all the teams here.
Yeah, it's been amazing. You know, I think they call Port Elizabeth a friendly city.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt that we've been welcomed with open arms, and it's been really, really great to play this tournament here, and people have just been so amazing to us.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know if you can witness that at the back there. You see that brown building is the Livingston Hospital.
Okay.
It's actually a very important landmark here in Port Elizabeth. Yeah, one of the oldest hospitals here in PE.
Okay. Do you know what sort of year that was built? Or?
I'm not sure, but it's I don't know if you heard about David Livingstone. It's like of the pioneers of the old days.
Yes.
It's, if you Google David Livingstone, then you will know what you're talking about.
Yes.
So when you get home, you just Google David Livingstone.
So interesting, yeah. You know, the captain Yastit is mixing it up now because he only bowled 2 overs from this side, from the clubhouse end, and we've got now Sunny Boy, let's say, bowling his leg spin and variations, and He's also could be very dangerous on this track. You can see already the first 2 balls, he troubled Ryan Reeves there. So let's see what happens.
Oh, good shot there by Ashley, but straight to the fielder. Good shot there by Reeves. Looks like the guys want to play more aggressive now.
Yeah, I quite like what Sunny Boy's doing here. He's actually tossing it up and giving it a bit of air, and hopefully you'll get enough revolutions on it and make it spin nicely. I think we've got a plan here to try and get either Reeves or Ashley out by letting them go aerial routes. So let's see what happens.
Very good ball there.
Like I said, he's giving it some nice flight, and then he gets it to dip a little bit. So always interesting for when Sunny bowls. And I think good captaincy from Yasser. I think he's mixing it up nicely. He's keeping the KZN guys on their toes. They're not going to get complacent here. He's mixing the bowling up quite nicely, and again he makes another bowling change from the graveyard end, because I heard you referring to that. So the graveyard end, which is interesting. The graveyard end, and I can see exactly why it's called the graveyard end now. And we've got Eddie Tata coming on here. Eddie's also been in pretty good form with the ball, so let's see what he can do, bowling his variation and his different cutters.
What kind of bowl is he? Medium? What is he doing?
He bowls. He gets it through quite nicely. I think he's adapted to these wickets where in karting he probably lets it go a little bit quicker. I think here he's realised that you don't have to bowl quickly here to do well, and he just bowls lots of variations. He bowls wicket to wicket, and he just gets it to nip around.
Yes.
And he's got the ability to get it to nip both ways.
Yes.
So a very handy guy to have, particularly his middle overs. And so hopefully he can do a good job for us.
I like how the guys are batting now. They are very busy now. They're running hard. It's like, I like the positive intent of them.
There you can see Eddie just nice just getting that ball just to nip off a seam away from the batsman.
Yeah, bowling very well. Ryan Reeves playing the ball there to third man for 1 run.
Yeah, that's Brad White at third man, and Brad White is a seasoned first-class cricket player. I think many people will know him from his cricketing days, but also he's also a top-class umpire now, and he's been on international circuits. I don't think he's on there at the moment, but he's been at the highest echelons of umpiring, and still enjoys it and loves it, and a hell of a character to have in your team. Always full of jokes, but also the reality, he's got lots of wisdom, also lots of experience. And I shouldn't say this, he's probably not going to like me for it, but the oldest guy in our squad at 54, but still playing a really good cricket. So it's fantastic.
Giving 110% all the time. A miscued shot there by Ashley, but 1 more run to the total. The guys are really working hard here. Not easy to score runs, but they are very busy. And I like the way they approach it now. Massive hit there by Ryan Reeves, 6 more runs.
Yeah, that was a really good shot. He just picked that up for length.
Yeah.
Probably on, just maybe leg stump.
Yes.
But just picked it on the length and just, yeah, a magnificent shot.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryan Reeves will pounce on anything loose. Yeah, if you are a millimeter out of line, he's going to punish you.
Yeah, I think Eddie just got his line wrong there. He went with the one that probably the straighter one, tried to get it maybe to nip back into the pads and just got it slightly wrong. But knowing Eddie is going to come back from there and he's going to try even harder next over.
Yeah, Yasir Dita is going to continue from the clubhouse end.
And again, there's a variation. Sonny's just bowled 1 over, and Yasir's back bowling again. So,
what do you think is thinking about that changing so quickly?
Yeah, I just think it's we don't want the batsman to get too used to any bowling variation.
Yeah.
And I think maybe very tough chance there. Yes, for a caught and bowled. Basically just a reflex catch, and he did well to get his hand on that and just to stop it, because possibly would have been 4 runs and obviously saved 3 runs there. But I think Yes is probably saying, look, maybe I'm the guy here to go and get the breakthrough that we need, and he's brought himself back on.
Ryan Reeves running very well there. 2 more runs to the total. I like the positive intent of Ryan Reeves. Yasir Dita almost pulled off a brilliant catch, but that ball was hit very hard.
Yeah. So that's good. The line and length that Yas just bowled now, that's exactly where he wants it.
Yeah.
Very difficult to get that length away.
Another shot there by Ryan Reeves through mid-wicket. 1 more to the total.
Yeah, there you can see the slowness of the wicket, because Ryan was trying to hit that a lot straighter, and because the ball just didn't come to him, you can see he just dragged it across through mid-wicket.
Yes.
That'll just tell you a lot more about the wicket, that it is quite slow.
True.
47 for 3. Oh, Jared.
6 more runs there. Brilliant hit.
Yeah, that was actually a chance for the Lions there. Yes, probably one we should have taken. Unfortunately, Jared just got in a bit of an awkward position on the boundary. There's a little bit of wind up there, so those catches are never easy. But unfortunately, Jared dropped that one. So hopefully we'll create some more chances going forward.
100%.
Here comes Eddie Tata again. Let's see what he can do.
Nice shot played there behind backward of square by Ryan Reeves. 2 more runs.
10 overs or he can't bat in the story.
That's a great stumping effort. Khalid Maswami there, unbelievable stumping off Eddie Tata. And that's probably something they would have worked on together in the weeks. So well bowled, Eddie.
Yeah. Looks like Ryan Reeves not happy, but he have to go.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, when you get out as a batsman, you're never really that happy. And but the reality is, the umpire's giving you out. You have to move along.
Yes. Deepak is a new batter coming in.
Yeah, just as KZN we were getting going there, and Ryan Reeves looked really dangerous.
Yes, yeah.
So it was, the Lions really needed to get a wicket and create an opportunity. Otherwise, the score could have got away from the Lions. And well done to Eddie Tata and Khalid for the combination to get that wicket.
Yes, 100%. They work together nicely. 55 for 4. Deepak to face his first ball. Deepak off the strike with the first ball. Yeah, Ashley must kick on now. He had a nice partnership with Ryan Reeves, but you have to kick on now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the approach because, as you said, Ryan and Ryan Reeves and Ashley were going really well. Now it brings a new batter to the equation. Does Ashley continue to play the same sort of role, or do they consolidate again?
Yes.
It's really good bowling by Eddie Tata.
100%, yeah. And his bowling, he's hitting his straps now, and it's difficult to score off him.
There again, Eddie beats him on the outside edge there. Did try and hit that one, but like I said, you can see you really got to wait on this track. It is on the slow side, and just the seamer just grips a bit before it comes through.
True. So 9 overs bowled, 58 for 4. It's actually a reasonable score, considering the conditions.
Yeah, I mean, I think from a run rate perspective, I think KZN must be quite happy. I mean, at the end of the day, they're going quite well, particularly on this type of wickets. But if they continue to lose wickets, then it's going to be difficult for them to maintain this run rate or even improve on this run rate.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's actually, I think this game is nicely balanced at the moment. And we'll see from a bowling perspective what the Lions do. It looks like there's another bowling change now. It looks like Sunny Letsele is coming back on from the clubhouse end. Seems to be another small delay there, just someone trying to get some information to the umpires. So we'll have to just, I'm not too sure exactly what the controversy is, but there seems to be some sort of controversy out there.
Yeah, back to the match. Sunny about to bowl from the clubhouse side. Oh, awkward bounce there for Ashley. Hey. I saw there by Ashley, straight over the bowler, but well fielded there by on the at long off. One more run. I think KZN will try to make at least 120 or so, if they can.
I think this Deepak is going to face his second ball now.
One bounce for there by Ashley, just to the square leg.
Yeah, I think there was Deepak there, but yeah, he played that really well, considering he's only been for a couple of balls.
Deepak.
Looks like he, looks like he assessed the conditions quite quickly. He wasn't the best ball by Sunny. He probably dragged down a little bit and gave him the ability to free his arms, but yeah, still a good shot anyway.
Yeah, Deepak have the cap on, eh?
Yeah. Well, it looks like KZN is going to keep playing very positively, and you know, they're going to stick to their game plan that's made them successful the whole week.
Yes. Deepak continues to play positive into the covers. One more run. Yeah, the Gelvandale wicket is like playing into the gaps kind of wicket. You see, running a lot and so on. You can hit boundaries here, but you have to make sure you hit it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think particularly if you're bowling good lines and lengths, it's not easy for the batters to put that across the boundary. So yeah, I think, but obviously there are going to be a few loose balls, and those are the ones you've got to put away. And I think KZN's done very well so far in putting the bad balls away, and even playing some really good shots to good balls and getting across the boundary. So I think, after 10 overs, 64 on the board, that's a decent foundation.
Yes,
and if they don't lose too many wickets from here, they could put up a decent score from here.
Yeah, 100%. Good ball there by Eddie Tauter. Just pushed forward, no run. Yeah, if you they call it horses for courses, a guy that can run very fast, play, that very kind of pattern. This is the kind of guy that did you need in this kind of wicket.
Yeah, I know you're right. This is very good by Eddie, building a bit of pressure now. That's 3 dots in a row. He's found a good length here, and like I said, you bowl good length here, a good line. It's quite difficult to get away. So let's see if the pressure is going to turn into something else.
Some good pressure being applied here by the Gauteng bowler. Yeah, we have a feeling that things might happen because the pressure is building.
That's exactly what we were talking about, 4 dot balls, Eddie bowling really well, and obviously pressure got to the batsman there, and straight down Sunny's throats at mid-on, deep mid-on. So another wicket for the Lions.
Yeah, 100%. Well done to the Lions. Yeah, looks like they have like a stranglehold. The guys try to get loose, like shackles. The shackles on them.
Yeah, I think that's any one-day sort of type of cricket, but particularly T20 cricket. If you build constant pressure, there's always going to be some sort of release. And it's always difficult for for a batter there if he's had 4 or 5 dot balls, when you've only got limited opportunities out there to score, only being 20 overs. So
yes.
I think you could see that sort of unfolding, and and fortunately for the Lions, it went our way.
Yes, 100%. And the thing is, you can see in the weekend with the wickets columns, 5 wickets down already. So maybe KZN don't want to lose more wickets.
Yeah, this is Anthony a bit, I don't know how you say his surname, but I see he's had a good week as well, and it looks like a really good all-rounder.
Yeah. I think maybe KZN will be happy with about 110, 120, I mean, maybe more.
Yeah, I think from here, all depending if they can get another partnership going, they might want more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could be right. And I think 120 anywhere around there would be a decent score in the final.
Yes. Yeah, true. Good over there by Eddie.
Yeah, that's really well bowled. Maiden wicket in this format of cricket is gold. And yeah, well done, Eddie.
Can you see speakers there? Not so very small.
Can't see on the screen. Yeah, he's currently Eddie's bowled 3 overs now, 2 for 14.
Oh, nice.
So less than 5 and over in this format, and two vital wickets. Yeah, well done to him, and he's got one over left, so hopefully he'll continue in that vein of form.
Yeah, Yasir Dita is continuing from the clubhouse end. Nicely played forward by Ashley. Very good shot there to long on by Ashley. One more run.
Again, you can see you might be able to pick it up. Words of encouragement from Sunny. Always a live wire in the field.
Yeah. Yeah, KZN is looking to knock it around a bit. I think they want to go hard from when there's 5 overs left, they want to go hard because they lost a lot of wickets. So yeah, they want to be more careful now.
Yeah, I think they'll just continue to play positively. I think that's part of their DNA.
Yes.
And but yeah, always difficult to go too hard when you lost 5 wickets and you've still got lots of overs left.
Yasir Dita finishing off there with a dot.
Definitely picking up a little bit of noise in the background there, a little bit of needle in this game. Obviously 2 teams that are very competitive. Have both played a long week of cricket to get you, and obviously both want to win.
Yes, they do.
So I like to see that. I like to see the competitive spirit come through.
Yes.
And I'm sure whatever happens, that we'll be able to have a beverage or two after the game
Yeah,
and celebrate whoever comes out the side as winners.
You know? And because it's all about bragging rights also. Did they take a run? I didn't see.
Yeah, they did. So this will be Eddie's final over.
Final over. Another wicket there. Ashley is out. Ashley was batting very well, but unfortunately he's been caught in the covers. So
caught by the captain, Yasadita. Good catch at moving towards between extra cover and cover. And well bowled again, Eddie. Definitely doing a great job for the Lions here.
Yeah.
It's his third wicket.
Oh, Lions doing a good job now. They're piling on the pressure. Wickets down.
6.
76 for 6 at the stage of the match.
Still a small correction there. The 6 is right, but 67 for 6.
67.
Don't worry, I'm also batting to see the screen here. So just sitting a bit closer, so it's easier.
Yeah, 100%. Shepherd is a new batsman. Nicely played into the covers by Shepherd. One more run. Nice shot there by Abbott through mid wicket. One more run to the total.
Yeah, that's good cricket. Yeah, and that concludes Eddie Tata's spell. A very good spell. 3 for 17 off his 4 overs, so very good job by Eddie. Well bowled.
100%. Very good indeed. We have an idea how many wickets Eddie has taken in the whole tournament.
Yeah,
45 or 20.
Yeah, he's taken a couple and he's taken some key wickets here and there. But I can't tell you offhand.
Okay.
Definitely another 4 or so before today, so that would probably take him up to about 7.
Oh, nice. So we had a good tournament.
Yeah, he's done really well.
Sunny getting some turn there. Sunny is one of the, I think it's the only leg spinner. Is there another leg spinner? You don't have any idea, no?
We've got another leg spinner. Unfortunately, he's sitting on the bench today. But Arnold, who's sitting on the bench, is a young leg spinner. When I say young, he's only about 40,
Yes, okay.
41. So yeah, he's still playing lots of club cricket at Old Eds in Johannesburg, and still plays very competitively. So yeah, we have the luxury of having a player like him on the bench, which is
Yes,
great.
100%. Sharp kids there in the slips. Zander couldn't hold it. Normally we are very safe hands normally.
Yeah, look, that went quite quickly. I must be, yeah. So Sander will say that's a good stop.
Yeah, yeah,
But definitely a chance.
yeah, yeah. Shepherd scampering through there for a run. Is Sunny spinning at both sides? Only one.
Yeah, see, he bowls leggies as he's, but he's got the variation as well. So and he bowls a very good variation.
Yes, yes.
So the one that just sort of you can actually turn it back into you, or just get the one to straighten using the same action. So quite difficult to pick up as well.
Sure. Another shot there through mid wicket for one run.
That's another over. Sunny gets through his overs very quickly, so you got to like pay attention because it's almost like a blur.
Yeah.
It's 72 for 6 now, or 14, or it could be 73 because this is just a little bit outdated. 73 for 6 after 14.
Let's play some. Let's make some predictions here. What do you score? How much can they add? You think? 6 overs left.
Yeah, 6 overs left. I mean, I think ideally they'd like to get, 120 from here.
Yes.
But it really just depends on, their approach. They'd have to go at about, nearly 18 over to get there to 120.
Yes.
But 7 over to get to 120. So, yeah, 70. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Like I said, if they keep losing wickets, then maybe it's going to be lower than that.
Yeah, true. So the target will be 120, but they might get less than that.
Yeah, I mean the projected score at the moment, if they continue as they are, is 104.
Yeah.
So we definitely have to try and up the ante a little bit and definitely get them close to the 120, which I think will be competitive on this wicket.
Yes, true.
New bowler here.
Very good stop there in mid wicket.
Yeah, that's great fielding by Eddie Tata there. Definitely saved the run there at least.
Yeah.
So having a good day out there.
Yeah.
The ball and now in the field. Sean bowling from the top now, the graveyard end. Bowls really well at the death. He's got the ability to bowl good Yorker.
Yeah.
And he's bowled very well for us. So it's Sean Hussain. Bowls very well at the death normally. So this is a good time to bring him on.
Yeah, true. Like they say, Mr. Reliable.
And as I say that, he bowls a wide.
Yeah.
The first two were pretty good, right in the block hole, and doing exactly what the captain expects of him. So also had a nice tournament with the ball, and also another good all-rounder.
Yeah, true. It's like a medium pace in it, because I see the keeper standing a bit back.
Yeah, I mean he can bowl quite quickly. I mean, particularly I think on half-out wickets, he normally opens the bowling for his club side, and he can get it through quite briskly for this age category.
Yes.
I think what we've had to learn here is it's not all about sort of express pace here. It's more about your lines and lengths are more important here.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the guys, Eddie, Sean, Christoph, and a lot of our seamers have just learned to just go down on the pace a little bit,
Yes.
but ultimately just ensure they bowl really consistent,
Yes,
good
100%.
areas.
Yeah, just put it there. I short of the edge, running down to the boundary, 2 more runs to the total.
Yeah, well bowled there by Sean. He's a bit unlucky there that the batsman was actually trying to hit him through the leg side,
Yeah.
and it went scooping over where
Yeah,
I suppose
good.
the second slip would be,
Yes.
but only for 2 runs.
Yes. Nice shot played to the square leg, 2 more runs. Since Zani is touching his groin, maybe niggling there. What?
Yeah, I think all our bodies are a little bit tired
Yeah,
after a
yeah.
week of cricket.
Yeah, true.
You know, Zonda and I were chatting earlier, and he said he hasn't been playing much cricket at all. And then to come into, a full week of cricket.
Yeah.
I suppose we were quite lucky that we had 1 day off, even though we were complaining about the weather because we had a 1 rained off fixture. But that also just allowed us to have a day's rest,
Yes,
which was
yeah.
quite good. So I just think all the bodies are feeling a little bit, and I'm sure after this game today, there'll be a bit of relief that there's not another game tomorrow, because I think there's a few sore bodies out there, and
Yeah.
we're not we don't recover as well as we used to when
Yeah,
we were younger.
true. And how was your preparations? When did you finish your league? About 2 months ago, 3. You were like a quiet period now, before this tournament.
Fortunately, we only finished our league the week before we came down here. Not for everyone, because it was effectively the semi-finals and final. So we concluded on the Saturday before we came down here. So it was 2 weeks ago today. And so yeah, at least we were still playing a bit of cricket. And then we just had 1 friendly game against Easterns, just to sort of get into it from a team, just to start getting to know each other.
Yes.
So we didn't actually have as much preparation as I suppose we wanted to as a team. But like I said earlier, we've come together really well. The spirit's very good in the squad. And like I said, there's just so many good personalities out there. Such a diverse array of talents. Everyone brings something to the table. And it's not just about the contributions on the field, it's what the guys do off the field and how they encourage and support each other too.
Yeah, true, yeah. Another shot there through mid-wicket by Abbott. 1 run to the total. Another shot there to the leg side by Shepherd. 1 run. I said, Dita is bowling well to keep the guys down to a single.
Yeah, I can see Yes is bowling lots of variations, mixing up the pace, mixing up the flights. I think they tried to maybe get a leg side stumping potentially. Didn't work out and gave away the wide, but it was maybe a good option to try, because it does look like he likes sort of coming down the wicket to meet the spin.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yasser has got lots of experience.
Yeah. One more run there to deep square leg for Abbott. It looks like the Titans doing their homework, doing well with the slow bowlers. Good fielding there on the boundary by Noah.
Yeah, really good fielding there by Jared.
So,
Good comeback. Unfortunately, he dropped the catch earlier, but just shows you the resilience and the character to come back, and a really good stop there, and that definitely saved 3 runs for us.
true, 100%.
And that's Yasser done, I think, with the bowling. Also bowled really, really well. Didn't get as many wickets, but he contained it really nicely. So I'm just trying to see what his updated figures are, but 4 overs for it looks like about 18 or so, 1 wicket.
Yes, 100%. So well done to Yasser Dita.
And Sean Hussain will continue from the top end, trying to bowl those Yorkers, trying to bowl well at the death here, just restrict the batters from freeing their arms.
Yeah. Overs left. We have good bowling there by Ishan.
Yeah, well bowled, Sean. And that's exactly what I'm saying. You know, he's got the ability to bowl those Yorkers at the death, and he's got great skill in doing that. So, there we can just see him showing that skill.
So, it's quite amazing for a fast bowler to bowl a Yorker like that.
Yeah, there again, just nice and full in the block hole. Very difficult to get that away.
Sure. Yeah, very good bowling at the moment from San Hussain. The KZN guys doing well to get a wicket there, to get a run there.
Well, we just see saw a ball going out to the deep. There was controversy there. Guys suggesting there was a no ball. The umpires didn't call it. Unfortunately, Sonny did drop that ball on the boundary, but he is staring straight into that sun. Again, well bowled there by Sean. He's just really the batsman's trying to hit him through the leg side area, and he's bowling outside off on a very good line and length. And very difficult to put it across from the offside to the leg side on that length.
Good shot high into the sky. He's dropped there in the cover region. To his defense, it was hit very high.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's another drop catch. And that's our captain. Look, it went very high. Not easy. Now, even though the wind is not that bad, there's still a bit of a swirl up in the air. It went high. You had to get around the field a bit there. So, yeah, unfortunately, just dropped that one. But Sean's still doing a very good job here, bowling at the death.
Shepherd hitting a nice shot there to the long on for 1 run.
So 91 for 6 after 17. And I think KZN setting themselves up for good last 3 overs. They've still got some wickets in hand. And I think, from a Lions perspective, we'd be happy with anything less than probably about 115. Anything more than 115, I think, is very competitive.
Yeah,
so if we can keep them down to maybe 6 runs and over from here, something like that, that'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if the KZN bet to 7 to the over, then they can add another 21 overs. 21 runs, I mean, sorry.
Really good bowling by Sunny Boy,
100%.
and you can just see his enthusiasm. And
True.
he just leads with his spirit on the field. Lots of energy, and you can see how quickly he gets to the overs. Almost before the batsman's got time to think, he's in your face again. So speeding through this over.
True.
And there we go. Got a catch there. So well done to Sunny, well bowled, and good catch by EJ van Niekerk on the boundary there. He juggled it a bit first, but he managed to grasp it in the second attempt. So great catch there, and I think the Lions boys will be happy there because we dropped 2 in the previous over, and nice to see the boys pulling one back there.
Yes, true. I think KZN will try to reach 110 around about there. Anything more than that will be difficult, but if I would say at least 110, you must try to get there.
Yeah, I think, you know, just getting consistent wickets in this T20 format just keeps putting the pressure on the batting team, and you know, I think that's what the Lions done pretty well today. Is just as soon as the partnership started to develop, they've managed to go and source a wicket. So I think the Lions boys will be pretty happy with that.
Yes.
Probably again giving away a couple too many extras, but you know, at the end of the day, I think we walk off here and somewhere around 110, 115 will be. We would have taken that if you asked us up front.
Yes, 100%. Sunny to operate from the clubhouse end.
I think this must be Sunny's last over as well.
Yeah. The new batter is Atang, trying to play a reverse speed there.
And again, you can just see Sunny's his willingness to just save every run possible.
Hey, Lord, it's like a life wire. Very optimistic appeal there by Sunny. Umpire say no.
Again, some excitement from Sunny. It was a very, very opportunistic appeal, to say the least. I think that probably hits him in his midriff. But kudos to Sunny Boy, another good spell from him. And like I said, he brings a great dynamic to the side. And 1 for 14 or 4, I mean, definitely did a great job for the team.
Is Sunny, is he a jokey person or what?
Yeah, he's always got a joke. Highly motivated, wants to do well, very competitive. You know, sometimes it can, you know, he's got to just sort of maintain some composure, because sometimes he can become a little bit over the top.
Yes.
But he always means it from a really good place, and actually a really good guy to have as part of our squad.
Nice. Very good shot there by Abbott. 4 more runs straight over the bowler's head. 4 more runs.
Yeah, that was a really, really clean hit and good shot, and you can see Sean just missed his length there, going for another Yorker. Unfortunately, just missed his length and allowed the batsman to free his arms and straight back over his head.
And the shot into the cow corner. 1 more run.
Yeah, I think from a Lions perspective, you want to get the new batsman facing as many many balls as possible in the last 2 overs. So good that we've got him on strike, and hopefully you can contain him for a ball or 2 and just build some pressure again.
Drop chance there. You can't believe it. Again.
Yeah, that's unfortunately Christoph Visser there.
Yeah.
Look, probably not in a position he's accustomed to at backward points.
Yeah.
But definitely one that I think he would have definitely wanted to have taken, and knowing his high standards, he'll be disappointed with that one.
Very good slower ball there by Shan. He outfoxed the batter there that occasion.
Yeah, like I said, Sean just really good at bowling at the death. got some nice variations, and I'll keep going on about it. But he's got a really good Yorker as well.
Yeah. That's very unfortunate there.
I think he's okay.
The batter's been hit. Hatang has been hit. Hopefully it's okay. He's working it off. But it's a very hard shot.
Yeah, that's always not nice to see. Obviously the non-striker got the receiving end of a very, very hard blow. I think it was to the helmets, so I'm hoping he had that protective covering in place. Fortunately, seems like he's all good, and thank goodness he had his helmet on, because I think that could have been quite serious if he didn't. But never nice to see that. Just happy that it wasn't anything too serious.
Also good to see Gauteng Lions star batter Brandon Buckley is back on the field. It's good to see that.
Yeah, no, it's Brandon, unfortunately, had a groin strain about 2 days ago. We rested him yesterday, and but we wanted to try and limit his fielding today, and obviously he's a big batsman for the team. So also a Proteas Over-40s player and the vice captain of the Lions team. Brandon and I play cricket together at Old Eds. We've been quite fortunate as part of the squad. We've got six players from Old Eds representing the Lions team, or as part of the squad. And it's been an absolute privilege to play with the Old Eds team, and obviously to play with the rest of the guys that make up the Lions today.
Yeah, wonderful. Almost left there. Another 6 balls to go before the end of the innings. KZN would like to add another 10 if they can, but they will be happy to do anything that they can get.
So Christoph coming back here, and hopefully he can keep us down to 6 or 7. or maybe even get a wicket or two. And I think we'd be, from a Lions perspective, we'd be quite happy with that.
Wide ball there.
Probably a little bit biased here, but I thought there wasn't a great call there. I felt that was inside the line, but obviously I'm not the umpire, so, and like I said, I'm very biased, but I think Christoph was also not that happy with that, so he's got to keep working, and the umpires will be consistent, so it's all good.
Yes. Any extra, the KZN will be happy with that. Dot ball there, it's like they said, it's like gold dust.
Christoph's had a really good week, and he's played in every game actually, so I'm sure he's feeling a bit weary now. But he's a fighter and he's a resilient character, and he'll keep going until as long as the team need him.
So. Two more runs there through the covers by Abbott. KZN is it's 100 up now, 100 up to the KZN guys. That's a magical score, 100. Anything after that, they will be, it's like a bonus at this stage.
Well bowled there again, Christoph, and I must say Anthony Abbott it's actually played a really good innings here. He came in when they were in a little bit of trouble for KZN. I think he's played a very mature innings here.
Yeah.
He's cleared the boundaries a couple of times, but I think he's assessed the conditions pretty well, and I think he's done well for his team.
A good shot there by Abbott. One more run.
Again, good bowling the right areas, and you can set a feel to that stuff. So, Christoph can just finish off well here with the last couple of balls. Again, very good bowling, very good bowling.
The projected score is 104.
We could be very close to that.
Yeah. There was one ball.
102 at the moment, so they could have been spot on there.
Is it one ball left?
It should be, yeah. Catch it.
No ball? No ball called?
No ball. Free hit.
Yes, free hit. In the second free hit of the match, I think.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Unfortunate, but let's see how Christoph responds. Last time he did really well, and I think he bowled the dot ball, so hopefully he can do the same thing here.
Yeah. Nice shot there by... Yes, one bounce for, welcome for the KZN team.
And that's it.
Yeah, end of the innings. Ending on?
I think it's going to be 108. We just a bit of a delay here. Yes. 108, yeah.
The final score is 108 for 7 after 20.
Yeah, and I think I think from our perspective, from a Lions perspective, not easy to. We think that still you got runs on the board. I still think that's a competitive score. But if you had offered us 108 to chase this morning, we would have taken it. So I think we'll be quite pleased in our camp, and hopefully our boys will be able to get it across the line.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we will join the team in I think about 30 minutes. So we'll talk later.
Thanks.
Pettis, Pettis.
Sorry.
Yeah, the first ball just been bowled by Abbott, and Brandon Buckley is on strike. And his other partner is Zaid Patel.
Yeah, so Brandon's been in some pretty good form this tournament, on very tricky wickets where, as you can see just by some of the score today, even would suggest that batting has been tough. Unfortunately, nursing a bit of a groin injury at the moment, so the fact that he's even playing today is kudos to him, and hopefully he'll come off and be able to do something.
Nice shot play there by Brandon Buckley. 4 more runs to third man.
Yeah, very nice shot there, and just knowing that he's not moving as freely as normal. Yeah, that's a great shot, Brandon.
Yeah. I think Brandon would like to hit some more force because he's battling to run actually. So I think he would want to hit more boundaries.
Very nice time shot straight to cover, unfortunately, but good signs that Brandon's summing up the pitch quite quickly.
Another shot.
It's a great shot. That's one bounce, one bounce 4, going between sort of points and cover, and just the ability to free his arms there. He's got such good hands through the ball. So a great shot.
So you can really see the class of the man, really. I mean, he let it look so easy.
As you said, I don't think Brandon wants to run too many singles or twos today, so with that injury, so I think he'll have a bit of a license to go out and express himself.
Yes, 100%. If it was up to him, I think he wanted to finish it quickly. Yeah, they allowed yesterday he had an injury, or the day before he had an injury.
2 days ago, so on Thursday, playing here actually, he was going for a quick single, and unfortunately pulled up and turned out to be his groin. He had a rest yesterday, got some treatments, and we did a quick a couple of tests on him this morning, and he got through them, although not with full freedom, but he's here and he's playing.
Yeah, true. Good wicket. Brandon Buckley out. I think the guys will be happy to see the back of him. Brandon Buckley out.
Yeah, just as he was getting going, I think there was a bit of a break there while they were looking for the ball. And sometimes you have a break like that and it just sort of breaks your concentration. Unfortunately, just got a top edge trying to sweep, and that's the nature of this wicket. When you try and play square, it's quite difficult because the bounce can be quite uneven and it comes through quite slowly and grips a bit. And that's what happened there. He just played through a bit early and got a top edge, and it sort of looped to short 45. So unfortunate, because he looked good and he was timing the ball really well. But we've got Sunny Boy Latseli is coming in at number 3.
Sunny Boy, a very busy cricketer, very positive, full of energy. You expect some good things from him. Yeah, from the KZN guys' perspective, they would like to maybe have a quick 3 wickets just to get their tails up Yeah, but it's going to be like a tough match today.
Yeah, so Zaid Patel, who's on the other end there, short in stature, but don't be surprised. He's quite explosive. He can hit the ball pretty well, and he clears the ropes regularly. So quite an interesting player. I think sometimes people think he's just going to push it around and suddenly hits one over the ropes. So be interesting to see how he approaches this now and how quickly he becomes accustomed to this wicket. So let's see how he goes.
Yeah. I think the batters have like a license to go hard. But we'll see how it goes.
Interesting that they've decided to go with 2 spinners to start. They've obviously, sitting on the sidelines, seeing what the Lions did with their spinners, and decided that's the best form of action. Yeah, that's great. Zaid off the mark there with a well-worked single to mid-on.
Nice. I think that will be maybe the pattern of the match at the start. Don't take too many risks. Knocking it around, keep the scoreboard ticking.
Yeah, and you'll see Sunny will bring the right energy to this environment now. I see a couple of guys having a bit of a chat to him. I don't think it'll worry him too much. Sunny Boy's got quite a thick skin, and I think because of his bubbling personality and his energy, he naturally attracts some negative talk from the opposition. But I think he's got used to it over the years, so hopefully they won't bug him and he'll just play his normal game.
Yeah,
like I said, a real live wire at the crease, and he does things differently.
You think there's a bit of banter there in the middle?
Yeah, I know there's definitely a little bit of banter there. I've definitely picked up on it. Like I said earlier, this is a game that both sides want to win. They're both very competitive sides, and they'll put everything out in the field. And like I said, hopefully, when the last ball is bowled or the last run is scored, that everyone will be able to go and share a beverage of some sort afterwards and just enjoy each other's company and appreciate the game of cricket.
Yes, 100%, yeah. And from a KZN point of view, they would like to bowl maybe a maiden or 2, just to add some more pressure and to even the game up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly it, and I think that's exactly why they decided to start with the spinners. There's turn, a bit of bounce, and like I said, difficult to get away. I think it's easy to work with the pace.
Yeah, this definitely is like a mouth-watering clash. A lot of bragging rights at the end of the game. Always two very competitive teams.
Yeah, I think from a Lions perspective, I know since veterans cricket started, this is the first time a Lions team has been involved in a final. So, we really like to win this one, and but we've got no doubt that it's not going to be given to us. We're going to have to earn that right, and it's going to require some decent efforts from the team, and 1 or 2 batters are going to have to put up their hands and just make sure they contribute.
Yes, 100%. I think if they manage to pull it over the line, the beers will taste very sweet tonight.
Yeah, Zaid had a big swing in that one. Got away with it. He got a thick outside edge, which fortunately looped over the keeper, and he's managed to get 2 runs there. But possibly not the best way to go about it. But like I said, Zaid will surprise you. He will go quite hard, and I've seen him cross the boundary a few times. So let's see how he goes.
Yeah. Sure.
And there we go. He's just hit that nice and straight back. And like I said, small in stature, but he hits the ball very powerfully.
Yeah. When he hit them, it stayed. Welcome boundary there for the Gauteng Lions.
Again, you can see that energy that Sunny brings.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a single, but fortunately Zaid had the presence of mind to send him back.
True. Nice. Nice shot there by Sunny to square leg. Four more runs.
That's a great shot. So, I mean, you know,
That
use the crease so well there because that wasn't that short, but just understanding that it's going to grip and turn slowly and using the crease, get back in the crease, and he used that so well to pull that for four.
It's Patel, eh?
That's Patel, yeah.
It looks like a manufactured shot, ne? They just help it on.
Yeah, I think that's the key. We've spoken about it as well on these slow tracks that you've got to be able to use the crease. You've got to be able to keep rotating the strike. And, you know, you don't want that pressure to build. As soon as you get 4 or 5 dot balls or 3 dot balls, you know, there's lots of pressure on the batters.
Yeah, so nice shot there, backward of square.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Yeah, into the fence.
Yeah, again, you know, Zaid used the crease well. He's stuck in the crease. The bowler thinks it's pitched up, but he probably needs to get a little bit fuller than that. And Zaid played that very, very well behind square for four. Backward square for four.
Yeah, the key for the KZN, they must try to bowl on one side of the wicket. They can't bowl like lose the leverage.
Yeah, I think from a Lions perspective, you know, when you're chasing a smaller total, you want to try and express yourself. Oh, and there we go, Zaid's out.
Bowled. Hey, but brilliant because he bowls, Zaid.
Yeah, he got his length right there, so it was a really good length. Zaid obviously tried to hit that over the top and got bowled. So and that's the thing, you're never really in on this pitch. And I suppose we want to try and go quite hard in the first 6 overs because we've got fielding restrictions there in the power play, and trying to get a good start so we don't have to do all the work at the back end of the innings.
Yes.
And that's what Zaid was trying to do, and Brandon. So far it's going okay, but we've just got to also be careful not to get into the same position that KZN were, where they lost too many wickets up front and found themselves difficult to get more momentum going in your innings when you do that. So we've got Khalid Mutasami now coming in, and let's see how he approaches things.
Yeah. How many overs bowled?
3 points. How many others? 3 points. 3 overs bowled.
Yeah, actually, Gauteng is going along nicely. 23 after 3 overs. Yeah, it's good going. They're going at 7 to the over, so they still within the run rate. Ideally for KZN is they would like to have 1 or 2 maidens just to get them back in the match, because Gauteng is enjoying this cricket at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's the thing on these type of tracks. You never ever consider yourself as a batter that you're in. So if there's a bad ball that presents itself, you've got to go and hit it. You know, you've got to put the bad balls away. As we see a wide ball there, which also relieves a bit of the pressure. Because you're going to get a good ball here and there, and you're going to get one that maybe bounces a bit differently. So yeah, you just got to make sure that you just keep rotating the strike as well to keep that pressure off you. Not too many dots built up.
4 more runs over extra cover.
That's a great shot by Sunny. I mean, you know, when he plays cricket shots like that, it's amazing to watch. Just so much talent and such great hands there as he hit that through extra cover, sort of 1 bounce 4. Great shot, Sunny.
Yeah, the positive intent, I like it about Sunny. And Sunny is out. We were just talking so nicely about him. Now he's out. Too bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems as if you know, as we hit a good shot, the next ball we give it away.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to just look at that and say, well, you know, we've hit the boundary already.
Yeah.
It's probably worthwhile consolidating again and just making sure we don't, you know, get ourselves out. So we've got to. You know, there's still lots of ones and twos on offer here, and so I think that's. But we've got some experience coming in now. So we've got the likes of Zander de Bruin who's walking now, and I'm sure he'll assess the conditions and bring a bit of stability to proceedings, and just look to rotate the strike and just look for the bad ball when it comes.
Yeah. And besides Zander de Bruin, who else is there that can keep the scoreboard going there, still in that?
Yeah, so we got Khalid, also a very talented cricketer, good batsman. Khalid actually finished with the highest amount of runs in the Gauteng League. Very talented, and yeah, he's very good at rotating strike. He can also hit the boundaries, and I think having Zander batting with him would be a nice stable presence for him. And you know, these pressure situations you want to experience. We've also got Brad White, who possibly will come in next, and he gives you that left hand variation because we've got two right-handers in now, and you know, ultimately that also helps in if Brad comes in with one of the right-handers eventually, that you can rotate strike and more difficult for the bowlers to just maintain their line and length.
Yeah, you bad bowling to Zander de Bruin. Ideally, Zander de Bruin would like to have like a nice foundation, but today you don't have that luxury. 4 more runs there by Zander. Nice shot to the square leg boundary. 4 more. Well done, Zander.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think, you know, Jabir just bowled that a bit short, and like I said, you've got to put the bad balls away when they come here because you're going to get enough good balls. So great shot by Zander, only been there for 2 balls, but already, you know, realizes that you've got to put that bad ball away.
Yeah, true. And you were bowling such nice pressure, and that one is a let off with that 4 from Zander.
I think ultimately, you know, cricket's like many other sports is a game of momentum, and you've got to just keep that momentum going. When you're batting, you've got to rotate the strike.
Yes.
You've got to make sure that you take the singles and don't just look at boundaries the whole time.
Yes.
So that's key, because I think, you know, from a KwaZulu perspective, there were too many dot balls, and that's what put them under pressure.
Yes.
And I suppose from a Lions perspective, we don't want to have the same pressure on us.
True. Yeah, it has to be said that the Lions guys bowled very well, so it was difficult to score of them. But continuing from the graveyard end. Let off there, drop catch.
Yeah, big let off there for Khalid. Looked like he was just pedaling around the corner, and it wasn't a difficult catch actually. Yeah, KZN won't be happy that they dropped that one. Good response by Khalid there, just hitting it straight down the ground and looking for the one.
Yeah.
As I said, these ones are going to become very important. You've got to rotate that strike.
100%. Tough call there, the bowler. White.
Yes. Okay, let me to ask him few questions. He's from Lions. You from Lions, yeah? Okay. Can we sit together? So in the commentary box we have from Lions, he was doing commentary in the final today. Just want to ask him generally about the tournament, about this final, and as the whole, like this week, what you found in PE, how the pitches and games, everything.
Yeah, thanks. Look, I mean, I think from our perspective, it's always a privilege to tour. It's always a privilege to represent your province, and we've been very welcomed in PE. I think we've liked the fact that cricket's been taken to areas that we possibly would never have played on in our careers in the past. So that's been good. I mean, being here at Gelvandale, by way of example, you know, I didn't even know Gelvandale existed until I came and played cricket here at the beginning of this week. And just to see the efforts of the community to make us feel welcome, and you know, with limited budgets and what these guys are able to achieve is actually phenomenal. So yeah, we've really enjoyed our time in PE, and like I said, just playing on in different areas of PE that we might never have known, and just meeting different people and just getting exposure to different communities within the PE environments has been great.
Yeah, I just give you a little bit about Gelvandale.
Yeah.
Where you sitting now? No, it's fine. So where you sitting now? Where you guys playing?
Yes.
This is home to Ashwell Prince, Russell Domingo. Who else is Elviro Peterson, Garnet Kruger. So Robin Peterson, current EP coach. So this field and this club belong to all of them.
Sure.
Very important because I think they got. So, and that was one of the objective when we applied that we want to host this tournament, that we want to spread this game to everybody, and the best way is to go and play there, because otherwise veterans doesn't sound that attractive, because you got youngster coming in, then you have youth, and then people, you know, they have to go to their work commitment and looking after the families. So to bring them back to the field, that was our objective. And I know there is always a challenge, you know, when you travel so much from here to Yutnik, 50 Ks and around. But I think we got that objective right, that at least it went to all the corner of the Port Elizabeth. And also the touring team, they have the feel of what is club cricket in Port Elizabeth. Our infrastructure is not up to standard like maybe Lions or Western Cape, and that the message also, I think it will go to the over Eastern Cape board, that these is the clubs which play Premier League. All our 4 facilities we used for this. They hosting the Premier teams. So these is the pitches and these is the facilities they play their cricket.
Yeah, I mean, I think the objectives and what you've tried to achieve here from an organising committee perspective have, you know, definitely been achieved. I think, you know, sport in general, whether it's cricket or any other sport, is about bringing people together. And you know, so the fact that we get exposure playing in different communities, the fact that we you know, we've been quite blessed to have good careers, and you know, I've put it a 40-year career or 20-year career or 30-year career or whatever you've done. The reality is, you know, we would never have had exposure to come play in places like this. So I think from that perspective, a real eye-opener, and just to see like how well the community has done. Like Gelvandale, amazing. You know, we've just been warmly welcomed wherever we've been, and I know there's been some challenges to the organising committee in terms of you know, have field availabilities and things like that, and unfortunately, you know, withdrawals of fields and stuff, which made it a bit more challenging, I'm sure. And look, the fact is you can't please everyone, and you know, I think you just got to come here, embrace whatever comes your way, and enjoy the experience and make the most of it. And I think, from a Lions perspective, that's what we've tried to do. We've tried to come here and just make the most of it. And we can only control what we can control, and I think we've done that pretty well. And just gone out and say, guys, let's have fun, let's enjoy the experience. We are, you know, 7, 8 nights away together as a team, and ultimately we just want to enjoy that experience and enjoy our time together.
You see, being organizer of this tournament, I think that was the toughest challenge I had it, because the guys, it's all self-financed, and they travel from far, like Natal, you have Lions, Titans, Eastern Storm, Western Cape, and once they reach here, that is their objective to play the game. Uh, and we were very restricted with our venues. We had 6 venues. It's four. Initially, we had 6 venues, but then 2 dropped out. Then we were only at 4 venues, and you have to play every day on those pitches. And with the 2 days, like Tuesday and Wednesday, you must have noticed that it was quite strong, wind, rain. But beside that, I think final 2 days were brilliant, where we had finals yesterday and today. And I think all the guys who came touring with their teams, with their province, it's a big achievement. Like you said, 30 years, 40 years, but now we're playing for our provinces. So that's itself the game we got from the game now that we're representing Lions and Titans in the Western Province.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think it's just so important that we just remember where we've come from. You know, we all started somewhere. We all started our cricket journeys on different paths. We all come from. I mean, in our team, we're truly representative, and with lots of diversity, and every single person in our team deserves their spot. And I think from that perspective, you know, to have all these different cultures come together and then to be able to go and build team spirit and a team culture that means that you can go out and be competitive and play in a final like this. I mean, I think that's what South Africa is all about ultimately. You know, we find a way to work together. You know, we're rebuilding this nation, and I think ultimately, you know, I think that's the best part about cricket. And like I said, you know, sport is about bringing people together, and cricket. You can see what rugby's done in South Africa, and then, you know, and hopefully cricket will be able to have similar outcomes in time.
And also, I think one thing was very important, very impressive also, which I noticed, is the standard of game is quite high. People who are watching here, it's same, even better than Premier League cricket over top club cricket. So standard is very high also, and guys are really competing for their position in the teams, because you got squad of 16 guys, and they're all capable of coming in and playing. And also then being there's a chance that you can represent Proteas. So I think one thing they did, that all the teams, before we used to have Lions, Titans, Western Cape, 3 teams more dominating the Western cricket. But now this season, Eastern Storm, they were outstanding. Then you have Dolphins playing final now in T20. Boland is doing very well. Same thing with the Borders and even Eastern Province. So that is a good, that we're getting a competitive provincial tournament now. And it will be very challenging for anybody to dominate from here on. That's what I feel.
Yeah, you know, I think, well, in my personal perspective, I think when you get over 40 and you're still playing the game, it's more about the camaraderie and the people you play with. And yeah, fair enough. Some people have got higher aspirations of playing for Proteas and doing well, and that's fantastic. For me, it's just about enjoying the game, enjoying your teammates, and keeping fit and making sure you stay out of trouble.
Now that's very good. What's the score? 42 for 4 after how many overs? Yeah, it's 6.5 and 42 for 4. And the chasing 1 now?
Yeah, it looks like it's 5 runs and over from here for the Lions to win. So, you know, from that perspective, at least we've sort of broken the back of it a little bit and kept the run rate in check. I think it gets more and more difficult to bat on the surface, so you don't want to leave too many runs at the back end of the innings, because you might struggle with the ball not coming on at all. So, you know, I think Zander and Brad White and Zander, both first-class cricketers. Brad had a very esteemed career for Border, and obviously back in the days of Transvaal before it changed its name. And Zander obviously played lots of cricket for Transvaal, High-Five Strikers, Lions, and then obviously ultimately for the Proteas. So they bring lots of experience to the middle, and you can see they're just trying to rotate the strike, and I'm sure if there's a bad ball, they'll look to put it away as well.
I think they hold the key for this match. If they can play another 5-6 over, definitely Lions will feel very comfortable chasing this total. But as the ball get older, I think they will be challenging even for them. This wicket is basically the 7-day pitch now. We used every day, so there is some ball, no matter who it is, it's kind of unplayable balls. So they hold the key, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly the point. You know, if a bad ball comes along, you've got to try and put that away, because they will bowl good balls, and those good balls are difficult to get away. I think the other thing is, and I've mentioned already, is just to keep rotating the strikes so that the pressure doesn't build. As soon as there's a couple of dot balls, that builds the pressure. And you can see what Zander did really well there is he used the crease so well, deep in the crease, went outside of off to play that shot, and hit a boundary on the leg side there down to fine leg.
Yeah, that best batsman does. He see the gap, where the gaps are, and he will wait for those balls, and then he will make that move. So excellent shot, definitely.
But yeah, I think going back to the standards, I mean, you know, the reality is the guys that are playing well in our squad anyway have all played a decent level of cricket somewhere in their past, whether it's Premier League or they've played provincially or they've played for their schools representation. You know, everyone's played a decent level of cricket, and I think, you know, when you've got a mix of players like that, they're always competitive. You know, so off the field we have lots of laughs and lots of fun, but ultimately, as soon as we walk across the boundary rope, it's amazing how the mentality changes and that competitive spirit comes through, and then we want to play, and we want to play to win. And you know, I was saying earlier, you can see there's a little bit of I don't want to call it needle in the game, but there's definitely both teams want to win, and there's a bit of chats out there. And but I think you know, I think after the game it'll all be fun. You know, that's what you want to do. You want to play cricket hard on the field, and off the field enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, as you cross the rope, I think then every sportsman, I think it just changed itself, you know. There is then that you have to do everything to win. So it's good to have that kind of spirit as well, because ultimately we came here to win, and we try to give our best. But yeah, only thing I think is it's kind of a low-scoring game because of the surface definitely helping the spinners. So, but even the low-scoring game, they always keep you on the edge, because 1-2 wickets just change the whole match. So sometimes you have the low-scoring games, they make more thrill to the game with 200 plus scores.
Yeah, spot on. I think these are two pretty evenly matched teams, and you know, like I said, KZN's played great cricket to be here. I think we've played some good cricket to be here too. So
Okay, wicket.
As the Lions lose a big wicket, so in Zander trying to cut and nicking it straight to first slip. Yeah, unfortunate. From a Lions perspective, would have liked Zander to be out there a lot longer. Like I said, he brings stability and so much experience to the middle. And now we're going to have to rely on some of the less experienced guys to go and do a job for us. So quite a few all-rounders in the team, so we bat quite deep. But we definitely don't want to leave this right to the end. It looks like Jared Noah is going to come in. He's another lefty, so him and Brad White will bat together, both left-handers. And maybe that also help with the spin with having. I think that might help to negate some of the spin, particularly from the graveyard end. I think that's not a bad tactic to send in another left-hander.
Yeah, also, I think the Brad White holds the key now, because he playing from last few overs. He holds the key now. For the new batsmen, it will be a challenging, but as you said, that it's good that both left-hander. So at least from spin perspective, yeah, they should be handled better. And it was a good ball actually, very close to his stumps, so he didn't get enough room to cut, and there was that uneven bounce, just took the edge. and good catch also. Slip catches are never easy. It looks very easy when it comes, but they just come, so it's a good catch.
Yeah, very good catch. There's no easy slip catch, especially when you get a bit older and our eyes start going. So, yeah, kudos to him. I definitely won't stand the slips anymore. Yeah, it's a good catch, and I think KZN's getting their tactics right. They probably can't defend a score of 108, so they've got to keep attacking. They've got to keep attacking field positions, and they've got to keep getting wickets and try and bowl the Lions out, because I think if the Lions bat to 20 overs, we should get to the score. So, I think so. So well done to KZN for keeping up that pressure.
Yeah, a new thing is happening now. Yeah, the guys that didn't bet a lot in this innings, in this tournament, are betting now. I mean, Noah didn't bet a lot, if I'm right. So actually, there's a few nerves there in the middle.
Yeah, look, I think he's going to be nervous regardless. Yeah, I think Jared's had 2 knocks, if I remember, so far, and he did pretty well. He's a talented all-rounder, so hopefully he'll be able to go and produce the goods. That's a very nice shot through extra cover there for 2, and that's all he really needs to do. And hopefully, with having Brad White alongside him, with all his experience, Jared will feel quite calm at the crease now, knowing that he's got a senior advisor there to help him to get through, particularly the beginning part here as he sums up the conditions.
Like I said, a lot of bragging rights. Yeah, because some people like to say, we have the big names and otherwise don't have big names, that kind of thing.
But I really think the tactic, Lions got right here, because Liebenberg's bowling leg spin, and it was obviously turning quite sharply away to the right hand, and now it's turning into the left-hander's pads. So I think from that perspective, it's most left-handers like it on their pads, and ultimately, I think that's why you find that Jared might have only come in one back, but I think the captain sort of worked this out and said, well, having 2 left-handers here while Liebenberg bowls is probably a good thing, because you can sweep him like Brad White just did now, and great fielding effort there by Waza. What a great stop. I mean, that was at 4 written all over to you, but he chased it down and he's limited that to 3. So great effort from KZN Waza. But yeah, so I think you've got to go and look at the situation, read what's going on, see his bowling, and then you've got to go and have little mini strategies as you go along to just go and nullify and negate some of the tactics that the KZN team are using.
And the new batsman looks very confident and very composed. I mean, his first 2 shots playing straight, that is the main thing when you go to face your spinner. Always try to play with your straight bat, at least initially maybe 1-2 overs. And both his shot was very good. He was very confident, right, playing to the extra cover and mid-off region.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Jared's got a lot of talent, and he's actually a top order batsman at club level. Hasn't got too many opportunities at this level, but this is an opportunity for him. So hopefully he'll take it with both hands. And like I said, having a wise head at the other side in Brad White with all his experience will definitely help him.
But Dolphin bowling, you have to give them a lot of credit. They're bowling extremely well. When you're chasing, defending a low scoring, even one loose ball in an over can cost you all over. So they're still keeping that pressure, and important thing is that they're picking up the wickets. That's, I think, where they did very well, that they got that 5 wickets.
Yeah, and it's interesting that KZN just keep going with the spin. They keep going. They've obviously got lots of guys that can bowl spin, and Charles Groenewald has got an incredible track record. He's a very good cricketer, and as the captain of the team, he's leading by example here by bowling really well.
Just a flicker of hope for the KZN guys when they get the wicket of Zander. So I think they will feel a little bit positive. So the other guys must start working hard now. Zander is there no more.
I think very good ball, but maybe just pitching out leg stump. That's the only thing could have saved him, but very good bowling. Oh,
And there's an example of some of the inconsistent bounce there, and that's
Yeah.
what you were referring to earlier, just saying that this pitch has been played on a lot, and it's almost like behaving like a 5 or 6 or 7 day test pitch. But Brad played that very well.
I think this whole situation is like even up the situation now. So it's a even game at the moment. It can go anyway.
Yeah, for sure. I think Dolphins were in a very similar position. I think also 5 down with almost the same amount of runs on the board. So it's just be interesting to see how we approach this. I think for the moment we're doing a good job here, just trying to rotate the strike. We have got 1 or 2 guys later that can potentially hit it down the order. So hopefully these guys will provide the platform for those guys to come in and express themselves later.
so it's 10 over 53 for 5. How many runs they need in 10 overs now? 56? 56. So another 56 in 10 overs and 5 wicket also in the end. Very, very close that it will go right to the wire, I think. Last 1-2 overs will be crucial. Even you are having 10, 20, 15, 16 runs and you have 2 wickets, that will be very, very tight game.
I think it's so important, Joe, that you don't let the run rate get ahead of you. So you don't want to get to go more than 6 runs and over, because I think that's going to be very tough. But that's a great shot by Jared, straight down the ground, and he's got 4 runs for his efforts there.
Very impressive from Jared. I think from the first ball, what we saw, like, he was so confident, playing straight back, and he got a 4. No, there's no fielder there, so it's an easy 4. But very difficult shot to play that.
I think hopefully we'll learn from previous mistakes. We hit a boundary like it and then suddenly we give our wickets away. So hopefully Jared will now look for a 1 or 2 if it's a decent ball. Obviously it's a bad ball you want to put away, but yeah, I think now that you put the pressure back on the bowler, hitting for the first ball for 4. So
Yeah, just to say how strong Jared is, because he hit that ball straight over the head. He's really good batter.
another great shot by Jared. Like I said, the ball coming to the pads there with a leggy to the lefty. Jared's able to free his arms and hit that confidently through mid-wicket area, a couple of bounces and 4.
So, well done to Jared. Maybe the leg spin tactic is not working so well for the Dolphins, because for the left hand it's easy for them to hit to the leg side.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I think our captain would have assessed that quite quickly, and hence Brad and Jared batting together now as left-handers. So they might have to make a change on the graveyard end just now. Well done, Brad White, and just going straight down the ground there to mid-off, and he's got a single.
Yes, but those 2 boundaries, it just swing the balance a little bit in the favor of Gauteng. So, but still very even.
Yeah, that's really good from Jared. Really, really good. And a really good over for the Lions. We now require 51 off, I think it's 60 balls. No, am I wrong? Sorry, 54 balls. So
Yeah, it's still very even. Yeah, like Ellen said, there is a bit of betting power still to come. I think how KZN would like at least maybe one maiden or so, just to put the pressure back. Because at the moment, Gauteng is scoring a little bit too freely now.
yeah, so the equation there is actually 43 or 54 balls. So yeah, the Lions, that was a really good over, just to really put the pressure back on KZN. But you've got Charles bowling from the side. Charles Gelvandale is a very experienced cricketer, and as the captain, he's definitely going to look to see if he can make a breakthrough there.
Some nose bounce there from Sal. Yeah. And you might enjoy that. Like I said, the dot ball is now like the gold dust.
Yeah, again, Jared showing some nice maturity here, just hitting it straight to mid-off, getting a single. And I'm sure Brad White's chatting to him and just guiding him and utilising all that experience.
Taking it off at 1 run as a runner ball is going to be too easy for the Gauteng guys.
Yeah, I think these are good tactics. I think what we're trying to do here is we're trying to go to run a ball, just make sure we rotate the strike, and then hopefully they'll bring one or two players up to stop protecting the single, because they can't just defend singles all the time now. And then ultimately that'll force their hand, and then we can look to go over the top again. So I think these are really good tactics, and if they just continue like this, you know, the Lions will get over the line pretty easily. We just got to hold our nerve here.
So you say they must bring maybe another field into the circle?
Yeah, maybe not immediately, but I think they might be forced to bring another fielder into the circle just to start protecting some of these ones, because, you know, on your point earlier, if you go run a ball, the Lions canter home.
Yes.
So the only way to build some pressure is by stopping the ones, and but then you obviously expose yourself to potentially someone going over the top and hitting some boundaries.
Yeah,
So, but you know, at the end of the day, you're not going to win the game if you can't stop the ones.
Yeah, true, 100%. Good dot ball there by Sal. At the moment, he will appreciate that. Yeah, the KZN guys maybe bring, if they want to stop the runs, singles been taken, they will be tempted to bring one into the circle, another player, but we'll see how things goes.
Looks like a bowling change from the top, and like I said, probably forced because the leg spinner to the lefties wasn't working, and so looks like we've got another spinner. Trying to see who's bowling. I can't see from here, but as soon as we know, we'll let you know. But it looks like he's going to bowl. Looks like an off spinner. Yeah. Okay, so the bowler is Deepak Anand. So it looks like he's going to bowl around the wickets, try and maybe fire it at middle and maybe off stump. that's a great shot by Jared.
Another 6 runs.
Straight
Jared.
back past the bowler, and he smashes that for 6. Great shot.
Looks like now Jared is enjoying himself here at the Gelvandale grounds.
Yeah, so Jared, interestingly, comes from the Eastern Cape.
Yeah,
he comes
I-
from,
I-
this
I
is
heard
his
so, I
hometown,
heard
you know.
so.
He's, he had a very good debut here. He got 5 wickets for us. At Daniel Pienaar's school, bowled really well, broke the back of the EP batting lineup, and you know, his whole family's here to watch him, and you know, they must be very proud of his achievements this week and the way he's batting now. And that's one down to the deep cover area, nearly out actually. Jared almost hit that too well, but fortunately got away with it with 1 bounce to the fielder.
Oh, looks like a miss there. And shot and miss it. But the Gauteng guys will, the dugout will feel a bit happy now. They're going along nicely.
Yeah, I think the last 2 overs we've managed to put lots of pressure back onto KZN. You know, it was only a few overs ago we were saying that it was pretty evenly based, and I think you know, Jared coming in has provided some impetus to the innings, and he's really struck the ball well. And it was probably, maybe the captain said to him, look, just go and express yourself and play your natural game, and I think that's what he's doing. And you know, kudos to him.
Yeah.
Hopefully he keeps going like this, and we can celebrate a good Lions victory.
Yeah. Interesting, Ryan Reeves, KZN main fast bowler, he's been introduced. The tactic was to use slow bowlers, but they're going now to their main strike bowler, Ryan Reeves. It's like they say, the last throw of the dice. They use Ryan now.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting change. They've probably been forced into it. They've probably run out of, you know, their spin options now. But there is definitely a spot there, just short of a length, where the fast bowlers are getting a little bit of movement and also getting a bit of bounce off a decent length. So he's probably going to look to try and do that, try and expose that length, and that will be quite difficult for the batter. So let's see how he goes along here.
Yeah, ideally, Ryan would like to go for at least 4 runs, not 5 or 6.
Oh, come on, sure. I think I sound a little bit biased here, but that was a very ambitious shot. It was possibly missing a leg by quite a distance.
Yeah, it's more like a hope kind of appeal.
But interesting to see, we're sitting almost directly behind, and he got some nice swing there, some nice shape. So
Yeah.
looks like he's going to look to shape it into the left-hander, maybe start it on sort of off stump and look to hit middle.
Ryan Reeves has a nice sling action. It reminds me of the England player Darren Goff.
Yeah, he looks like a he's strongly built, and obviously hits the ball a long way, and this is the first time I've ever seen him bowl. So yeah, he looks like a really good organised cricketer.
Clean bowl. Yes, looks like the gamble with Ryan Reeves worked. Well done, KZN.
Yeah, exactly what I suggested earlier. You know, that definitely shaped, started on off stump and shaped through the air on a very good length, Yorker length, and beat Brad with his flight. So yeah, well done. That's a big breakthrough, and like I said, that potentially changes things again.
True. Yeah, like I said, it was like a last throw of the dice, and Ryan Reeves throw a 6, and that's what they needed.
We've got EJ van Niekerk who's walking in now. He's a good all-rounder. Unfortunately, didn't get a bolt today. He's actually quite useful with the ball. Took a very good catch earlier though, and yeah, he's quite a hard-hitting batsman. So yeah, I don't think if there's a bad ball, he's definitely look to put it away. He asked me to, so he's known in the team as BB,
Yeah.
or Boksburg Bomber,
Oh, nice.
because he's from that region of Johannesburg,
Yeah,
and he's very proud of that. So
Okay.
yeah, but a hell of a good guy and likable character. Yeah, definitely a competitor.
Yeah, is he a big hitter?
Yeah, he can definitely hit it quite long. Be interesting to see how he approaches this, because we only need, we need only like about 4 runs and over. So he doesn't really have to come in and hit it, but maybe he'll just play his natural game and look to take it away from KZN.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah, see. See how he approaches it. Good bow there by Ryan Reeves. On the money, no run. It is still but in the favor of Gauteng. Maybe the Lions need at least a maiden just to bring things back again.
Yeah, I definitely get some nice shape through the air, so and batting a really good length. So doing a good job for Natalia, Ryan Reeves.
Yeah, Ryan Reeves is that fighter, is that fighting spirit. So he will fight until the very end.
It's a really good over from Ryan Reeves, and definitely brought them back into the contest. We'll see who they bring on from the other side now. It's going to be the same bowler, or it's another change.
How much you need? 20 now. How much you need? 30.
So 30 to win or 36 balls, I think, is what's required here. So still very much in the balance, and only 4 wickets in hand.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. If the Gauteng guys knock it off, run a ball, they will take it. So the KZN guys need at least one more wicket at least. 1 or 2.
I think it's the opening bowler coming back. So this is the opening bowler coming back, Stefan Joubert. He bowled quite tidily up front, 1 for 10 off his first 2 overs.
I think they need 20. Just make sure they 20.
30.
30. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's 1 for Jared. And that's good, just look to keep rotating the strike. Bring EJ into the mix here, and like I said, I'm not too sure what EJ's approach is going to be. Doesn't don't have to do anything special. Yeah, if you can just also look to rotate and hit the bad ball for 4, that's all that's required.
Sure.
But I think again, you just play his natural game.
Yeah, 100%.
Again, yeah, another wide there, so that also releases some of that pressure as well. And that's EJ expressing himself, playing his normal game. He got away with it this time because the fielder at deep mid-wicket unfortunately dropped the ball and it spilled out for 4. So a let off for EJ, but a nice plus for the Lions.
Yeah.
EJ is also using the crease quite well here, so getting across here and looking to hit him through the leg side. You know, you can see Stefan Jubez trying to come sort of through and round and just trying to tie him up.
Yes. Oh, 6. Oh,
and
6 more runs.
And that's EJ. Like I said, he's not shy to have a hit, and that's gone for 6. So.
Yeah, that was clearly the instructions from the bench. We have him to have a go. Yeah, that catch that was missed, it was a bit of a difficult catch because he was looking into the sun. So, yeah.
Yeah, well played, EJ.
Yeah, you can hear a bit of chatter there in the dugout of Gauteng. Looks like they're smiling there.
Yeah, so the equation now is 17 required of 30 balls. So definitely swung back to the Lions. But we've got Ryan Reeves now is going to look to turn that around again as he did in the last over.
Yeah.
See the sun starting to set
Yeah,
and at the coast it goes down nice and early,
Yeah,
so fortunately we should be able to be okay. Yeah,
yes, we will make it in time. Woo! Sharp catch there, but he couldn't hold on to it. It was a catch, looking like it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he might have hit that on the ground.
Okay.
It was a really good stop because I think if that went past him, that could have been at least 2, but probably 4. So, very good stop by Ryan Reeves there with his own bowling.
I am surprised how hard Gerald hit the ball. It was such a short man.
Yeah, really good smart cricket there from Jared, and bringing EJ on strike. And I think EJ's had a few sighters now, so be interesting to see how he approaches this.
Like I said, end guys, they need a little bit of one or two dots, a few dots, it will help them a lot.
Yeah, there was definitely another opportunistic shot, I think. Definitely drifting way down the leg side.
94 for 6. 94 JC? 109. 109 and
109 to win, yeah.
how many balls? Enough balls.
27 balls, 15. So 15 runs required with 27 balls.
Okay, the guys, bear with me. I'm drinking beer. I can't do the calculations.
Good ball there by Ryan. Any dot is like gold dust now.
There's 26 balls now, obviously. I got that part. 26 balls.
Another good ball there by Ryan Reeves. Yeah, it's a bit difficult, but the guys will keep on fighting till the end. Good shot, yes. LBW. Good wicket there by Ryan Reeves. He's a go-to man at the moment. Ryan Reeves definitely the go-to man.
No, it's LBW. That's LB check and it just passed straight in front.
Yeah, we're not sure if he gave that on LBW or caught behind. He seemed to have given out caught behind, but we're not sure. But he definitely had some pad there as well. So
Yeah, we don't want to speculate, but according to KZN's bowling efforts, it begs the question: did they bring Ryan back too late? We won't know. But he's certainly doing the goods.
yeah, he's definitely bringing lots of fight to the KZN cause, and yeah, kudos to him. He's a hell of a competitor, and yeah, the Lions gonna have to work a bit harder here to get across the line. So we got Sean Hassan coming in now, also a good all-rounder, similar to EJ, also likes to hit the ball over the boundary, and again, I'm sure he just plays natural game. But he's actually just a very good ball striker. So 15 required of 24 balls.
Yeah, the KZN guys would ideally like a few more dots just to bring them back into the equation. But at the moment, in the favor of Gauteng Lions.
Yeah, nice shot by EJ there, straight back past the bowler. Unfortunately, just didn't have enough on it, and the fielders were able to come around and just stop that, and only one there. So brings Sean on strike, and he'll take his guard. I'm sure there's a few nerves there as well, but also experienced cricketer, and I think he'll just play his natural game.
Yeah. scampered through for a single.
That's a wide ball there, and that's obviously what playing nicely into the Lions' favour, yeah, because every run counts now, and so yeah, just every single that KZN give away just makes it a little bit easier for the Lions.
Yes, 100%. Good catch there on the boundary. That ball went very high. And it's a good catch on the boundary.
Yeah, very good catch there, under lots of pressure, right on the boundary. Bit of sun coming across there as well, so very, very good catch. And unlucky for EJ, looks like he just caught that quite low on the bat and just make the contact that he wanted.
Yeah.
So again, you know, we have another twist in the tail.
True.
I
Yeah.
think this will bring our captain Yas Dietz to the crease. Also a very experienced cricketer and good at working the ones and that's, and I think that's all that's really required, Jay, and a level head at the crease.
Yes.
So, but yeah, cricket's a funny game. Anything can happen. But
True. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a nerve-wracking, even for the commentators. But overall, it's a good contest between that. It's a good final. It has all the elements in it. Experience, Yasir Dita, come to the crease.
yeah, you know, yes, he's a very composed character. He's been composed throughout the tour under pressure situations. He's led the team with by example, and I'm sure what he'll bring to the crease now is just a level head and I think just work it around for the ones, and if there's a bad ball, hopefully he'll be able to put that away as well.
Yasir the captain. Okay. Comparing to the balls left, it looks good for the Gauteng, but the wickets column doesn't look so good.
Yeah, definitely. There's lots of pressure there. You can't take the risks that you might have been able to take if you had a few more wickets in hand. And that's why, you know, probably just having a level head of the crease and just being able to rotate strike, get the ones, maybe bring the guys back into the ring to defend the one, and then Sean could maybe hit it over the top for a boundary or two, and that'll be it.
Yeah. Yeah, KZN definitely need wickets.
And there's a lucky edge from Sean for 4. And,
more runs,
and obviously those runs are, as in the words of my co-commentator, gold.
Yes, yes. And also that brings up, is it the 100? Not sure. Not 100 yet. No?
Yeah.
100 up,
Yeah,
100
that
up.
brings the 100 up,
So,
yeah.
that is,
So 7 needed now of 18 balls.
that 4 is like a, you call it like a backbreaker. Yeah.
But I just want to say thanks so much for the opportunity to commentate with you. I'm going to go and join my team, and,
Okay,
and hopefully
yeah,
we'll be
100%,
celebrating
yeah,
in the next 10 minutes or
Yeah,
15 minutes, whatever it is. And thank you for the opportunity.
Wonderful. Enjoy
Thanks.
the cold beers.
Thanks so much.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Thanks, Alan.
And they need 2 wickets too.
Yasir Dita on strike.
Wat doen dit zo nieuws?
Uh,
7.
7 more runs to win. Enough balls, so about the balls, you don't have to worry about the balls. Yeah, Gauteng is in the home straight. So, the go-to man, Ryan Reeves, is about to bowl. Good dot ball there. Regardless of the result, it's a good testament of cricket. Cricket is definitely the winner in this match. But according to results, there can only be one winner. Another good ball there by Ryan on the money. The guys here on the side, they are hinting about the light. They want KZN to call for light, bad light. Good shout, yes. Gone. The go-to man has strike again. Ryan Reeves, the go-to man. Oh, that is nail-biting stuff. It is nail-biting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So the ball is not a problem for Gauteng. Is the wickets column that actually a problem for them. So it's nervous times. It can go anyway. The guys that gonna keep their nerve the most is gonna take this one. But I don't want to give any prediction. Let's see how it goes. Last man coming in for the Gauteng. Yeah, five overs ago it was looking good for Gauteng. But now is a little bit of nervous moments there. They need 6 more. 7 more runs. Ryan Reeves, the go-to man, operating from the clubhouse end. Regardless of the result, both teams played some good cricket here. The final have all the elements in what cricket is all about. Another plain miss by Eddie Tauta. That 7 runs look very far now at the moment. So every run will be cheered. From a KZN point of view, they wouldn't like to bowl a wide or any extra. One run to Eddie Tauta. Gauteng getting closer to the total. They need 6 more. A wide from the bowler Ryan. That's not what KZN wanted. But that's how things go in cricket. 5 more runs to go. Inside it's Joe. The guys can't believe it. Hands on their heads. They can't believe it. It's so close. 4 more runs needed. Yeah, the guys bow at the moment they are playing in less than ideal conditions, but they're gonna finish. They want to finish the match. That's the main thing. One, two more runs to the total. And Gauteng is getting closer to the score. Close run there, but the players made it. 1 more run to the total. One needed. 1 run needed. Gauteng Lions need 1 run to be crowned the the VCASA T20 champions. They need 1 run. Dot ball. Another dot ball. Yes, winning runs for the Gauteng guys. The guys are running onto the field. They're celebrating. Well done, Gauteng Lions. The 2025 VCASA T20 champions. Well done. So, I think those guys, their beer is going to taste sweet tonight. Yeah, thank you very much for the VCASA for the opportunity to do some commentary. Appreciate very much and thanks for the great tournament. Thank you. And I'm out. Thank you.